Gogeta Blue, Kamehameha. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause if we go too fast, 3/4 pose for the face, right? And it's kind of like behind his big shoulder, so can't see all of it. We can see like all the facial features. So we'll start with the big eye. So center point of my page is about there, right? Say we're pretty close to the center here for the eye. So I'm just going to frown the Dragonball tick eyebrow. Kind of like a check mark, kind of curvy. Square end. And then we go back down, and you want to get gradually thinner as we go down to the center, okay? And sometimes there is these like end lines there. Right, and then standard Dragonball eye. Short line, and then a longer line, like so. And then you just gotta join them together with a curved line, just in there. And then the iris, half circle or semicircle, like so. So we're in 3/4 pose, right? So the other eye like angles itself higher up, right? So you have the frowning sort of section in the middle of the two eyes, right? This sort of W sort of shape there. And then the other eyebrow isn't like, it's not like flat across, right? Because his head is turned away. So this one goes, it ticks itself up this way and then curves there. So it's about the same length as this one, but it just goes up. And then it has a square end again, and then it gets skinnier as it goes back down. Okay. So then again, so we have like the long line, and the short line. So the short one comes from like in close to the nose, and then the long one goes down that way. And then we got this curve, goes to there. And then we have this semicircle, just there. And we'll give him some like frown brow lines, just going that way and up the middle. And then we have the cheek marks. Now remember, hit pause if I go too fast. Right, just pause your screen. And then the cheek marks there. And then his nose. So it's kind of like an L, sort of hooks out. So it goes sort of out this way. And then comes back around. And then up into there. So it's like a little hook or an L shape or an upside down 7 sort of a thing. But they draw in the shadow on his nose. They put like an extra little thing there. And then there's some frown lines on the nose and stuff. So like some wrinkles for his skin, like he's sort of growling. So then the mouth curves out from underneath the nose. It's open, screaming, like yelling. So it goes down to there. And then the other side comes out close to the tip of the nose, comes down this way, around like that. And then we can see the teeth. There. And then the tongue. And this is the teeth line as well, pretty much. So we can see just the molars back here. Okay. So in terms of face, we can't see anything really apart from like this side, right? So this is like his shoulder coming across here. So this is like a line for his chin. And then this comes out for his cheekbone. So not really a jaw line, it's more of his cheek. So it goes up here, around his cheek, into the eye. And then curves back out for his brow. And goes up this way. And then this curves around his hairline, which is kind of like Vegeta's hairline going down that way. Comes back up here. And then we have a fringe spike. So it just like curves around this. Right. You could bring it longer if you wanted. And sometimes there is some texture lines. Like that, right? And then this hairline continues to a sideburn just beside the eyebrow there. So as I said, we can't see the jaw, right? So we can just see this bumpy shoulder collar that Gogeta has, you know, when they're in the fusion. So coming across the chin, right? So it kind of like just bumps, basically. Cloudy sort of bumpy line. Right there. And then his ear is just in here. And you could probably see like a little bit of his jaw there. And like ear lines and stuff inside. Okay. So hair, right? So layers of spikes, and we're going like candle flame up to the top, which is like right up here, like a spike up there. So it curves out and in. Okay. So we start with, say, a small one there. Then the next one. Like that. So these are like going to curve around this way, right? To there. And then there's like a big one in here. Maybe a small one in behind there. There's another layer that comes across the top of his head, but we'll just get the main ones in first. So another one. And then one here. And then a smaller one there. And then there's like another layer just coming across the front of his head, right? Where did this one go? Sorry. So here. Once you get the kind of general shape of them, they're kind of all the same. Maybe another little one here. Okay. And then the last step for Dragon Ball hair is texture lines. Now you don't have to do that much. You're literally just adding lines that follow the shape for each sort of hair spike. And I think in the movie they don't do actually too much of this. It's just like 2 or 3 on each one. And that's enough for me. So body position now. So shoulder like in here, and like a big cloudy shoulder pad, and then his waistcoat's all like blowing in the wind with the energy and everything. Okay. So this is like his neck one. So there's another bumpy layer, like another bumpy line, right? Just like random sort of bumps coming around, curving around where his shoulder would be, just in here. This kind of eventually disappears behind his like shoulder, like in this space, right? So, and there's like bumps and stuff all in here as well. So this is kind of his shoulder line mixed with this shoulder pad. That's like his shoulder muscle. But before we do the arm, we'll like finish the rest of these bumpy sort of cape lines, I guess, or his waistcoat sort of thing. These are these yellow bumps, and then the waistcoat sort of is all like blowing in the wind and stuff. It goes underneath his arm, connects in here somewhere. I mean, you could have like some folding lines just to show it's like being pulled and stuff. Right, and then his like waistband, this like bumpy waistband, goes underneath his arm there. Right, so it has like texture lines on it. And then his trousers, like his leg, kind of loose, baggy sort of trousers gone down that way. And then his other shoulder pad here with a shoulder muscle just gone that way. So this other arm comes out from behind his head to a hand and a hand, the classic Kamehameha pose, right? So we've got to deal with this arm now. So shoulder deltoid muscles come to a bicep curve there, and then a tricep curve that way. But like, that's like real skinny. So they have another tricep muscle, like a secondary one, just there. And to separate the bicep and tricep, you just do that sort of thing. And then your deltoid, you have 3 deltoids, like front, middle, back. So we could just do like these curved lines just to separate those. And then your tricep connects to your elbow. You could do that like real pointy or square. Either way is fine. And then we see the forearm, but it's covered in a, what would you call it? A wristband, but it's like a whole armband nearly. And there's another little bump muscle for forearm there. And then this wristband goes all the way up to the bottom of his hand there. Like so. And then like some more sort of arm muscle lines, like some stuff on his elbow and forearm there. And before we deal with these hands, I'll just finish his leg, which goes like down this way. Like his trousers, carving around here. It's all these fold lines on it, carving around his leg, because that like keeps going down to a foot, but his other like leg is up. Like you can see his knee in here, so we'll just like do that. And then there's like fold lines curving around that way. Okay. So his other arm comes out, so it goes up, out, right? And there's like his other hand is here. So I guess we'll do this hand first, right? So we can see, because then we'll know where to place sort of the energy ball, and then the other hand around. So bumping palm of his hand, right? That's this. So your hands always have these like bumping things along the bottom, and we're looking at it from like the angle of the arm going this way. Okay. So this bump always goes to your thumb. So, and like Dragon Ball, they draw real like square sort of thick fingers. Right, so that's like the thumb there, and the thumbnail is like real square as well. Right, so then next one, so this is like the back of his hand, comes up to a knuckle, next knuckle to the top of the finger, like that. Three sort of curved segments. Right, your fingers have three segments that bend depending on the position of the hand. And then there's another finger pointing that way. There's a little finger there. Can't see the other one, it must be in behind here, but we can see a knuckle of it there. Okay, and then we can see like the Kamehameha energy is like just above this hand in there a bit, but we'll draw the other hand kind of floating first, right? So you can see this W for the bottom of the palm of the hand there, right? Now the thumb, this thumb is like opposite this one, so it comes across here, and so you're kind of looking at the front of it. So they draw in sort of the thumb going that way. And then the thumbnail just there. So this goes up to his index finger, so we can see like the side of the hand, and then it bumps around for the top of the finger, and then these are all curled over. Each of these fingers are like curled over them. So I'll just get the shapes in, and then we'll do the nails. Okay, next one. So you're always doing fingers with curved lines, usually anyway. Curving with these sort of skin folds and stuff on them. Okay, and some lines back here, and then like so fingernails and stuff. Okay, so and then we got to join it up, or make it look like it's going back this way. Right? So we got that bumping forearm pad sort of thing, wrist thing here. Comes up that way to there. You can see like his forearm line just going up behind his head, then going back around this way. So then the Kamehameha, right? So you could just draw it like a circle and have it glowing on the inside. You could put in energy sort of lines coming out of it. It's kind of up to you. And like if you've like, you know, a stencil or a cup or something to draw to make better circles and stuff, feel free to use it. You know, animators use those kind of things all the time. And even worse now, they use like, well, not worse or better, but you know, they use CGI and everything. So then like just go around sun or something. There's like little bits of like lightning and energy coming out of it. You can do as much of this now as you want, of course. So it's kind of like glowing on the inside. Okay, and that's about it. Kamehameha. Gogeta Blue. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.